Tuesdays the vibe, the clock hits 8. No filters here, just talk that straight. Laugh so loud they can shake the gate. Facebook fam always pulling their weight. We hit live, roll out the streets, we roam. Truth in the mic, we don't play clone. Real ones know this is where it's grown. No bravado, just a real top zone. No bravado, that's the code. We go live and we unload. Real talk flows, never slows. Facebook crew, that's the road. No bravado, no disguise. Tuesday nights we energize. Truth and laughter we baptize. Tune in fam, we're on the rise.
Hello.
Yo.
Hello. What go on? Spotlight turned up today. What's them?
Yeah.
Good evening, No Bravado Massive. Good evening, Spotlight listeners, if you're there. Nice to have you with us. Carl is too sometime-ish. Me and him have to have a chat. But yeah, he's here today. So I have to say welcome to being here. How's everybody doing? As I say, I feel like I haven't seen you for ages, Dee.
I know.
What have you been up to? You've been outside, isn't it?
I've been, oh gosh, if I've been outside. I've had the last month, it's been like my own version of Weekender differently. It's just been celebration upon celebration. And
that's good though.
Yeah, so yeah, it's nice to be out and
life.
Around people and jokes and vibes, energy and all that. So
yeah.
But yeah, the body's just saying, is it though? Carry on.
Be on.
The recovery is way too long these days.
Yeah.
Yo.
Definitely. I hear that. Hang on. I'm trying to.
Way too long these days.
All right. There we go. Let me share this to the group. Posted. So, what's going on, ladies? What else is happening? What's going on with you, Shasha?
Not much. Just been working out with you and Diva Choice. Yeah.
Yeah, man. We've been. Yeah, it's been. Can you believe we're halfway through the year already?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ridiculous.
That's
Ridiculous.
Crazy. It's gone really, really quickly.
We're from the UK. But your picture, these YouTubers, they can be very vicious and mean and troll and terrible. So
yeah.
I always like
very cautious. I hear you.
Yeah.
Very cautious.
Where you from before they start unleashing the racist attacks on us, boy. That's mean. Order. But thank you for being here. If you're not a racist troll. It says, what's the agenda today? The agenda is we're going to talk about different things. If you're new here, Gershra, we basically have a group on Facebook where we have a few members and they post topics. We post topics in this group daily. And the ones that get the most traction or the most interesting comments are the ones that we discuss on the show, on the week show. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So, yeah, the first topic was Gary kind of warned me apparently not to talk about it. But, yeah, did you not hear about
No.
He warns me not to talk about it, then here I am talking about it. The white boy that got stabbed.
Oh, why did he?
Oh,
I know.
was
I've missed
that-
something.
I'm sure I saw it in the news today.
Yeah, I'm going to research it. I don't know enough about it to talk about it, but I just wanted to say thoughts and prayers go out to him. It sounds like he didn't deserve what he got, and it was handled terribly. And yeah, thoughts and prayers go out to his family and may he rest in peace. But yeah, he was stabbed by an Asian boy. Not sure what it was about. Like I said, he just spoke to me about it. It was like, don't talk about it because it's gonna just start Like
Okay.
them I can't, you know what I mean? What time it is already with Mr. Farage and his marches, and from
Mm-hmm.
one of them dead to a non-Brit, and yeah, it's problems. What punishment did Prince Charles get? You mean his son, not him? Nothing. He's a royal. Nothing's gonna happen to him.
Right.
As much kids as he wants, nothing gonna happen. Um. So yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge and say thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family. Really didn't deserve that by the sounds of it, but yeah, we're not going to get involved because for once it's not us in the firing line. It's
Yep.
so yeah, not let me not get involved. Moving on swiftly on. Share screen. All right. Do you guys think that women are saying men are no longer persuasive? They ask you out on a date, you say no, and that's it. So they're not trying to persuade you anymore. Do you think
No.
do you think men are not as active in the pursuit of women anymore?
No, I don't
I
think
don't think
that.
they are.
I think it's changed socially. I think
Charlene,
it's
give me 1 second, D. Give me a everyone comment in the group,
On
please.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, go on. You think it's changed socially?
yeah, I think things that would were acceptable before are not acceptable now. So, like the way that men would approach you, we're a little bit more hip to it now. You're not going to keep telling me I'm beautiful or talk about my size and all of that stuff. We're going to look at you like, what? That's not how you
Yeah,
mean to like generic compliments don't seem to land like that anymore. And
right,
we want someone that's confident, someone that's going to listen, someone that's going to respond thoughtfully.
right,
I think we're gonna be alerted to low effort. If you're gonna ring me one day, don't ring me another day. If you're not consistent, we're gonna pick that up. So I think we might be a little bit harder to impress, but that's because I think we have different options now as women. We don't need to put up with it. We don't need to entertain it. We don't have to think, oh gosh, the pickings are slim. Maybe I need to entertain this. No,
right,
if I don't like it, then I don't like it.
right,
Um, yeah, so I think it's about other things than back in the day. A lot of our grandparents and parents stayed in relationships because there was no other options like there are options now. We're going to stay
right,
for the children. I'm a single parent. Then how am I going to afford rent? Rent. I remember my grandmother saying that in order to get the mortgage on her property, a man had to step forward and stand as
Mm-hmm.
the guarantor. She couldn't get it on her own as a woman. But all those things have changed now. So I don't need to depend on you. I could do it on my own.
right. So, which brings me on to well done and good luck's comment. Thanks for being here. He says feminism, or she says feminism, has ruined dating and relationships. And Anthony still wants to know different options. So, what do you mean by different options, basically?
I think
Well,
there's a
I
lot
could.
of women.
Oh,
Oh,
go
sorry.
ahead, Charles. No, go,
No,
Charles.
no,
Oh,
no. Go
sure.
ahead. I think there's a lot of women. I think it slightly has changed because there are too many options out there now for both sexes. Um, so for a man, for example, to be having to constantly ask, they know that there's somebody else that's going to say yes. Personally speaking,
Right,
that's what I think. I think they don't. There's not a case of having to constantly chase, like as before. Back in the days, you might do that back in the days, but now nobody's not interested in being if a man's being told no, okay, cool. It's very unlikely for
they
them to
don't
be
have
wanting.
to.
Right, it's very
Yeah,
unlikely for them to have to say, let me try again. What for? Like someone said to me, oh, do I like being pursued? No, I don't. I don't find it attractive. I find it irritating. If I've told you no, then leave it as that. Don't ask me
right,
time and time again. I just see it as you begging. If I did like you, you would know about it. The fact that I've told you no, it's not a hint for you to keep trying or to find out what I like. It's not gonna change my mind, basically. But then there's some women who do like that, and it's all good. But
You want to be
men and
chased.
women, yeah, no, they some women do still do, but it's very few. Very few. I find it's very few women out there who do want to be chased, and men, like I said, men nowadays, there's a lot more options.
They
Like,
don't have
yeah,
to be chasing
they
people.
don't.
No more, like. What was you gonna say in terms of options, D?
I was going to say about even the world of dating now. So, you've got all these dating apps, people they
Right.
don't have to be, a man has to chase a woman has to chase a man. You have dating
Yeah,
apps that you can log on to. And if you not even looking for a serious relationship, you can also go on and, meet up someone
Yeah.
casually. It's up to the
Yep.
individual what they want to do. So that's what I meant about like different options.
right.
Yeah, that part too.
Well done and good luck is saying people treat dating like dating apps. Just keep swiping to fill an empty void. I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. I tried dating that because, like I said, Natalie's 10 years younger than me, and more or less one of the only people on this earth that could get me to do something that I say I'm not doing. And going on Hinge was one of them, right? So she go, please come on there with me.
Yeah,
And you
I
know what
did.
the raggedy girl done? She came off a Hinge and left me on there. I said, it's more fool me because I'm older than you and I keep letting you talk me into these things and then it's just me left there by myself. But I went on to Hinge the other day and I found it overwhelming. I think you're right. People just trying to fill an empty void. I think people put it out there what they think you want to hear on these apps and it's not necessarily what like I told this story before. Like I hit it off with a guy because he's funny. You know, I like to laugh. Me a fool, innit? You don't know that. People who are close to me know that I'm always busting joke. I love to laugh, and this guy was really funny. So he's funny. Like we can exchange numbers. So just as we was about to exchange numbers, he said to me, don't show me any pictures of your bum, you'll be blocked immediately. And I won't show you any dick pics until conversation 3. So I text back and I was like, make that conversation 33 because I don't understand how we got here. We was
33, you know.
like conversation 3, I don't need to be seeing your penis in my phone. Like why
Like
are
Right.
all of
we
that, exactly that.
Why are we
Exactly
here?
all
I
of
don't
that. Why
understand.
yeah,
We went
that's
from
not
good conversation, good intelligent conversation to smarminess. So I
Yeah.
just like was like, all right, don't be uptight because I can be. You said one thing and uptight. So let's not be uptight. Just tell him you're not here for that. Then we had another conversation and he was talking about his boy and the fact that the boy is clingy. So then the safeguarding expert in me came out and was like, well, why? Why is his needs being met? And then we had a conversation about that, and it was like, oh my god, this conversation got really deep, and I never heard from him again.
wow.
So that tells me that you're not really serious, and the moment that it
Mm,
got
Got
to
spirit, yeah.
like, I'm
yeah.
speaking to a big woman, you know what I mean? There's because I don't have kids, so if you've got a child where he's being a bit clingy or there's baby mama drama, I might need to pack up my things and swipe along as well done and good luck said, swipe along to the next. But unlike most, I'm not trying to fill an empty void. I think I'm quite content with who I am as a character, but
Yeah.
I am open to a good relationship. But at the same time, I really want to just settle. So if you've got drama that's unresolved and all that kind of nonsense, I don't need to be inserting myself in that. But there's a lot of people out there that are not serious and really don't have to be because there are options out there. But to pick up well done and good luck's comment, feminism has ruined dating and relationships. Do you want to give a little bit more of a broader context as to what you mean? Because that's squarely putting the breakdown of relationships on the female's shoulders. And
Right.
although I do think that there is some truth to that, a little bit of truth to that, I don't think it's all the female's responsibilities as to why dating is where it is. So give us a little bit more context. Miss Gershon was saying, what happened to England's oldest democracy? Where are the liberals? Only Western country can criticize or blame Asia. Not sure what you're talking about, but yeah.
But even when Dionne's talking about and yourself about apps, that I think, has played a major part, especially with the male side, especially those who are looking for a quick link
Right.
up, do your thing and go about your business. I may be wrong. I wouldn't necessarily say it's as high as it is for men than it is for women. I feel men nowadays. I think a higher percentage of men are just looking for a quick thing. They're not looking for nothing too serious. And there's women out there that are on that flex too. There's nothing wrong with that. So the likelihood of you finding somebody on the dating app who's looking for something serious, it's gonna be slim pickings, personally speaking.
Right.
There's a lot more variety on dating apps. There's too many dating apps now. That I hear about. Some of them are just for hookups and have you things them and go on.
Yeah. Kemi is watching. Kemi Love, good evening. She says, lovely ladies. I can't show it on the screen because it's just different screens. But good evening. And Meet Andrew is on Instagram. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Hang on. Anthony says, attraction seems to be a young woman's game. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Not sure what you mean there. Can't comment. Not sure what you mean. Paradox of choice. Yeah, there is a lot of choice out there. And you're right, Shasha, in what you're saying. Shall we see what our No Bravado Massive said? You know, they got no behaviour.
Yeah.
They're too funny. Some of the things that have been going on in that group, boy, I'm just like, wow.
It's got a life of its own, hasn't it?
It has. It's just taken on a life of its own, and the live needs to catch up with the group now, which is what we were consistent with the live. Things to do. Like even today, I came in from trading. I traded at Cannon Place today. Michelle, if you're watching, thank you for having us. One of Gary's friends just basically was saying, look, I think it will be a good opportunity for you guys to come in as Black Excellence and trade. And she kept pushing until we got there. So I said, all right, let me go there first so that I know what it's about. And I can, then when we push it out to our Black Excellence members, I know what I'm talking about. And I went there today, really nice building. You know what I mean? Just nice environment and yeah, just went there today. So when I came in, I'm tired. So I was just like, sure. This is not going to be a long show because I'm tired. And if I didn't have to do it weekly, it would have been foot cock up, but whatever. So that's why the live show hasn't been that consistent because it's as and when we feel. Now we're trying to take it a little bit more serious and do it weekly, turn up every week on time, unless there's a real dire emergency or whatever the case may be. But yeah, the group has taken on a life of its own. The viewership is crazy. The amount of people that go in there, and there's more and more people starting to join. And with that is coming more and more steamy opinions and clashes.
Clashes, yeah.
We've got to really keep an eye on because they're ranking out of order. Some of the things like that. And
You got to moderate it.
We got to moderate that.
And that in itself is a big job too.
Right. Because everybody's got life and to do. So all to behave yourself, but yeah, I love them for it at the same. But I'm like, no bravado don't mean no behavior. Like, can't tell people their mama and all these things. You can't do that. So, and social media makes the world very small. So when you're out here running up your mouth and then you get slapped, then when the person fucks you, do you know what I mean? Like, be careful. So that's what I will say. But I do love our group. They are absolutely the best. Let's see what they had to say on the topic. Let's share screen. Okay. So, too many women out here, says Anthony Anther. There's too many women out there. My advice to you ladies, don't waste your chance. So, yeah, because the game playing as well is stupid. If you like the guy, why are you saying no and expecting him to chase you? Like, it's somebody's
Right.
child as well. So that's dumb. Simon David Jones said, had a white northern friend a few years back who basically said it's a numbers game. Ask 20 women, one will say yes. And to be honest, there's so many posts about men being obnoxious and not taking no for an answer. When we hear no, we don't want to be shamed on social media or in a friendship group. We're told no means no, so we should respect that. Absolutely. And to be really, for you women are confusing. There are days when you don't even know yourself what you're feeling.
Oh God.
Thanks, Simon. See what I mean?
No, I have to agree with
Just
you on
up
that.
in mind, boy.
Yeah, we don't know ourselves sometimes. It's true. So how can we know? How can we entertain someone else when we wake up and we don't even know ourselves?
Mhm.
I don't think that's
How
just a
we're
woman thing,
feeling.
though.
It's
Do
an
you think that's just a
emotional.
woman thing?
It's a man thing too.
Definitely.
It's a man thing
Stevie
too.
St. Martin said, good before they report you or post you as a perv for harassment. Men move on what's for. You won't be forced, it will just flow. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Okay, yeah.
DJ Umar said, no, isn't it? Not? And I would not plead or beg anyone for a date. Stacey Parry said, because we've all been saying no is a complete answer for years, to not get pestered, and you can't have it both ways. If you wanted to date the dude, you should have just said yes to him when he asked. Yeah. Like, we can't be expecting people to just chase us for the sake of it. Like, especially at our age. Did we not tell them no means no? And no is a complete answer, says Samantha Patterson. Little Miss Simpson, that's how it should be. That's just how it should be. Tiffany Wahongi said, then they say no if you want to date them. Why play games? Then don't say no if you want to date them. Why play games? Samantha CY said, it's so funny. As a woman, I've never had this conversation with other women, nor have I heard them say this. Most are relieved that some men are beginning to understand the meaning of no. Yeah. So what you expect me to do? Beg? You're lucky, says Cyrus.
He cracks me up.
Frank, common sense ain't common. I wouldn't want a man to be chasing me. Nope, I've said no, leave it at that. It would be for me to make my move or not do anything at all. I do not need to be persuaded, says you, Shasha. Ambrose said, no means no, got it. And he's got a confused face, like, what? What happened to no means no? She's playing games. NTW, what is it? Oh, no time wasters, says Emeka. George Williams, I'm not going to even bother read his thing. Somebody else read
Oh
that because
Lord.
up here like I
Lord
can't
me,
read.
Lord me Mossy, I beg from back in the hay. It came down to, oh, for Christ's sake. It's that
Yeah,
figure
if that's
factor.
reason, especially if them
two-
get
Two reason, especially if them had great totot.
hot.
All now I'm still mid last week.
Okay.
This is how he writes all the time. I have no idea what you're
I don't know
saying.
what that means, George.
Cough. Wayne St. Paul said, from the moment she says, I'm not ready for a relationship, I'm out. Gez Nelson said, because they don't want to go to jail. Good point. Because that can turn into something that we really don't
don't want
need.
it to.
Yeah. Heaven Master said, bloody hell, they can't win. No means no. No means possibly if you keep asking. The mark, question mark. Date. Max Proton said, date. Paying for a turn. Rather buy it outright so I can get home early to my wife.
Oh Lord.
Okay. Desi D said, I don't go out often and went out recently. I saw this woman looking over, so I went over and said hello. She was cool, but looked at me kind of funny. So I said, what's up? I don't go out much. She laughed and said, I know, because men and women don't talk to each other in these dances. The next day, a man at my work told me the same thing. People gone okay, mad, I think, now since everything is online. They don't even remember how to talk to each other. It's a crazy world. That's a really interesting point.
I think the
Yes.
art of conversation is dead. I do
Yeah,
believe that.
it's yeah, that part I do believe.
Right.
That part I do believe. They
And
don't
online's got a lot to do with that.
yeah, the sense of that's why I don't do this whole thing online. It's just that whole dead talk and like being killed slowly. But then when you go out now, just a simple hello, how you doing? Simple talk people find hard to do. And because they're hiding behind, they can with data online, they hide behind the keyboard. They can say whatever they
A lot of
want. But then
keyboard
when you're
warriors
face,
out there.
yeah, when you're face to face with that person, just be normal. Like if a guy's come up to you and says hello, normal thing, just say hi back. Strike up a conversation. Go back to the good old days when you went out and you can, you know, talk to a guy without having a woman without having any any window of thoughts in your head, just having a conversation. That's all. And those times have gone.
Yeah. The art of conversation is dead. And it is definitely a lot to do with this online presence and stuff.
Mm.
So yeah, that's what they had to say on that topic. Um, what else have we got? So that would lead on to, let's do this one. Let me share my screen. Shasha or Dion, read this out for me, please.
Okay. A lot of women say they want a man to lead, but the leadership becomes difficult when every decision is met with doubt, resistance, questioning, or pushback. Constantly challenging a man you ask to lead will eventually make him stop trying. Some women don't want leadership, they want agreement, and there's a difference. But
Do a
So
lot of women
you're,
want their men to lead?
mm?
I said, do a lot of women want their men to lead?
Some women do, yes, but if you've got a man who's consistently showing you that they cannot make good decisions or lead you down the right path, you're not going to listen to them. At some point, you're going to just switch off because you've done already show me more than once, and it ain't going to take more than once for you to show me that
Mm.
how your brain works can't work for me. So if you cannot do as you say, then no, I'm not going to lead. I'm not going to take your lead.
I personally, I'm a strong character, but like I watched this. That red pill, the red pill guys. I can't remember what his name is, but I was gonna put it in the group, and then I thought, "Oh, I can't be bothered. Where he was basically okay. Kemi saying, "I don't want a man to lead. I can do partnership."
Mm.
So he was basically saying that there was a girl, he was talking about black women, like he don't like black women, and then a black girl was on there and she was saying, you're racist against your own kind, you're darker than me, my brother, like what's your problem, kind of thing. But she was capping as she was talking and blah blah blah. And he was like, a lot of us we don't date black women because of that. We think that, you're loud, you're snappy, you think that basically you don't know how to be submissive, and it's not attractive. So
Mm.
especially when we get some money, we're not coming for you lot because you lot don't like to listen. And it's not the first time I've heard this. We've been hearing it,
Yeah,
been
we've
hearing
been hearing
that.
it.
That black women don't like to listen, and they would rather go out with other races because they are more accommodating or easygoing, easier to deal with. So I know I can be a strong character, definitely a strong character, and I think that, as Charlene said, it would be nice to have somebody where you could be like, he's got that, man. I don't even have to worry
Yeah.
about that. He's got my
Right.
back, or he's gonna manage. He's gonna manage that, and it's all
Mm-hmm.
good. So yeah, like if that's the submissiveness that they are looking for and that they're talking about, I think I could do that. I think a lot of women could do that. But if every minute Red Beeler drops through the door, bailiff is coming because you never done this and you never done that, and then why would I sit around and
Mm,
let you lead me off a cliff? It just doesn't make sense. And
yeah,
that's what they're saying that they expect us to do. Like, if you are an effective leader, I'll have no
it's
problems with
great.
you getting on with stuff.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I get what you're saying, Kemi, in terms of um the partnership, because you do want a partnership. But I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't mind a guy leading in some areas of things like that's
Yeah.
his
What I was gonna say, yeah. I would say
Yeah.
we can still
so,
have the
so like,
conversation about whatever it is, but I know that
Yeah.
you're taking the lead on that, and that's fine. But we've had the conversation, so there's no I'm not in the dark. We've talked about it,
Exactly.
and you
Yeah.
said I'm gonna take that forward, no problem. I think that would be my only thing is that if you just went ahead and did something and then now we're both in battle, but I didn't know about it at the beginning, then I'm
Right.
gonna say, well, we should have this conversation. I'm not saying
yeah,
that you couldn't have taken the lead, but come on now, look what's happened.
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. Because because I think a lot of time men do. Like Trish, at the end of the day, yes, we would. I would love for to know that. Okay, he's good with that, and I don't have to worry about nothing. But at the same time, any decision that's going to be made will be made together. But me knowing that once he says he's got it, I don't have to worry about nothing. And just in case we have to come back to the table and say, well, okay, this hasn't worked for whatever reason, then we got a backup plan. All right, I may have to take the lead, yeah, then fine. But if that's not the case, every time we have a conversation, we're talking about something, and he says to me, all right, let me take the lead on this one, and if you need to get involved, then I'll let you know, but I'm good, no problem. But if every time you say you're going to take the lead on something and you flop, please don't question me again, because we're not having a conversation, because I'm the type of person where if you're going to say you're going to do something, just do it.
Mm,
Yeah, do what we've agreed to do, and that's it. If there's a problem, then fine, but don't always put your best foot forward, and as soon as you take two steps, you're dropping. Like, I'll just do it myself. Period. Like that song we listen to Dish in the car. If you're gonna say you're gonna do it, then do it.
yeah.
So,
Just do it. Nobody said
yeah. So
maybe
yeah.
saying, what if we've been told that men are leaders when they are actually not leaders? What if we as women have always been the leaders?
I think. Oh, go on.
I
No,
was gonna say,
yeah, someone
I
say,
think society, that used to be the idea of society back in the day. My
Mhm.
grandmother's, our grandparents' generation and older, that even if, my grandmother was a strong character, but I know that when she was with my granddad, she made him feel like he's in charge.
Yeah.
But really, she was in charge. But you let the man, you don't want to, you want the man to take the lead because that was what was acceptable at that period of time. Like, I don't know if any of you guys will see this, but on TikTok, they've got all these little short stories of they're like AI stories of
right,
relationships in Ghana and Nigeria, and the common theme of all these little scenarios is that they get married, they come from the village, they get married, and then the wife is working, and the man's working to, and then he says to the wife, you need to be submissive to me and you need to send me your salary every month. And so, you know, there was, oh, but what about if I need, you know, womanly stuff, things for myself? No.
Right.
You send me everything. I am the leader. I am in control. My father did it. I saw my father take over. And I'm like, not in 2026, mate. I
Yeah.
need to transfer my whole salary to you, and for you to then give me the handout that says, yeah, you can go buy a bag of rice, or you can go and do the Asda shop, or I need to get my locks done, and you're going to tell me like, I'm not really. No.
Yeah.
That's not.
After I've worked.
That's not for me.
You took the
Yeah.
words right out of my mouth, Dionne. That's exactly
Huh?
what I was going to say. I
Oh.
said, you took the words right about. That's exactly what I was going to say. Not in this 2026 day and age. Back in the day, yeah, you could pull that shit, that kind of stunt, but not now. You're mad.
We can
But-
go out and work now. We can vote. There were so many things that we couldn't do that were barriers. You know, even if you want to leave the home now, there are different charities and organizations that can support you if you're in difficulty and you need to leave the home. It's not working for you anymore. You don't have to put up with certain things. But you know, I think it's so I just believe it's the way that society has changed over the years, where things have shifted.
Yeah. Do you think that, Kemi, I'll ask you this as well if you're still here, that because things have shifted, that's where the resentment from men towards women is coming in, because it's like they've been saying they feel emasculated. So in this caption that the member that and Natty posted in the group, it says, my husband never leads, and then her friend is saying to her, how can he when you question every decision that he makes? So do you think that there's something to be said about us just taking control and making men feel a particular way, or do you think that it's nothing to do with us and that men are just doing what they want to do?
I would be more questioning if my friend said that to me. I'd be more questioning the guy. Like, okay, if you've always said that you're going to lead on certain things, but then she's had to do it anyway, what is it that you're not doing to prove to her that you can't lead? Like, if it's happening consistently, there must be something on you. Because if you've had the talk already and she's saying to you, okay, cool, you go and deal with that, cool. Every time it's happened, okay, you go lead on that. And then every time you're supposed to go lead on it, she then had to, for whatever reason, then had to come and take the lead. What is it that you're doing as a man? Because there's obviously something you're not doing right if she's always having to take the lead. It can't be, it's going to have to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Bad luck. If every time you're supposed to take the lead on something, or you say, or like apprentice, you say, okay, let me be the project manager, you end up flopping. So what is it that it must be you? If you did do what you can do, if you did do what you could do, then it wouldn't have to be a case of her having to then take the lead. She would just be like, her anxiety level wouldn't be up so high. She wouldn't have to question in her mind, oh my God, is he going to be able to do that? Is he going to come back and say to me, he can't do it because it's something that you've consistently done? So if the common denominator is the man, then the man has to be questioned, right?
Yeah. But I guess what I'm trying to get at is, Kemi, if you're there, let me know. Do you think that us taking charge is what's causing the resentment between us, the males and the females? Because we're not allowing them to move in the way that they do.
So, in some respects, I would think so. But that's, again, you know, backed off of what Charlene said. We are not in a position these days to just sit in the corner and be quiet and let this man or woman just go ahead and do these things, and when it goes wrong, don't say anything. So we're not in that place anymore. So we have the right to say, I know you said you're going to do this, but you know, my suggestion is that I'm not saying I don't want you to do, but I'm just saying we need to, you know, this has gone wrong, let's learn from it. I'm still not even saying that you can't lead and you can't do this and you can't do. I'm just saying this example has come up. It's not really going well. Let's have a conversation about it. Because if it does go well, then there's no issue. I don't need to say anything. But I'm equally not going to be in a position where I'm going to sit in a corner and be quiet. And you know, I think I think you know,
accountability,
in your relationship, when you need to just relax yourself and just sing. And also, even if you are going to say something, I think it's also about how you communicate it. So you don't need to berate him, and it depends on what it is. But generally, you don't need to berate him to get to communicate, to say, look, you've messed up here. I think if you the tone in which you approach the situation, the words that are used, sometimes
Yeah.
you just switch off. I thought she's open. Oh, she's chatting rubbish again. So you've missed the message because of the way it's been delivered. So you've just switched off. You can't hear it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you take the time to have the conversation in a different way, I'm going to hear you. I might still not like it, but I'm going to hear what you got to say.
So it's all the same glasses, same hair, same general look. Okay.
Okay.
Expand. What does that
He
mean?
doesn't know our story behind. He doesn't know the story
Right.
behind got our hair like this. But this is the thing. The internet is wild. People just come and just throw about their comments with no real understanding. I don't think men want to lead. Neither are they supposed to lead. Men have been told they are to lead. Hence the resentment. Men are here to support us. I agree.
Okay. Yeah.
And why
Yeah.
do you say that, Kemi? Are you talking about because like, a lot of things that I've read, because you not know, I'm always reading or researching or looking at something, and a lot of people have said that women, we're deeply intuitive and we're quite spiritual, so that's our superpower, whereas men's superpower is the strength. So they are actually meant to be the helpmate, whilst we strategically. That's just basically, yes, women need to just get on with leading as we were born to do. So
So we're the natural born leaders then.
basically,
But I think, as you said, Dion, before, back in the days, I personally feel that as well, that women did a lot of the organized and stuff like that, but had to make it look like the man was doing it. But really and truly, household being run, kids have to go to school, you know what I mean? Just the little and big things had to be done. It was the women behind it saying, yes, you know what I mean, this is how we need to, in order to things to tick over. And now it's different. Women have got a voice. Women don't need to wait to be told to say nothing. But then I think men do feel the way now because they know that women can do a lot of things by themselves and they don't have to ask. There's more of a freedom of speech.
yeah.
Personally.
All right, let's see what No Bravado had to say, what they had to say on the matter. Hopefully they were nice. Okay. What did they have to say? Okay, beautiful wallaby 8230 said there's a difference. Maybe his leadership is shaky and his decision making is questionable. Maybe she wouldn't be so doubting if she trusted or had good reason to trust his actions. Yeah. Jermaine Johnson said, and if you're right, lift him up or leave him and find someone else. Lift him up how, says beautiful wallaby. The natural order of things is that men should lead. Yeah. But real life experience shows us that some cannot. The simple truth. And why would anyone defer to someone who can't make simple decisions or isn't trustworthy or a man of integrity? Being born male doesn't give you automatic right to expect partners to just do as you say. It's a skill that some have and others don't. Don't expect to assume the leadership role if you can't even manage yourself. I'm sure you'd curse if your work boss was flaky or your football team's manager was leading the team to relegation. Same difference to me.
Good answer. Good answer.
And needless to say, Jermaine never came back. leader, but he doesn't have the answers for a few simple questions. That's suspicious. Yeah. How are you going to lead if you don't have answers for a few simple questions? It's too funny. I was like, yeah, absolutely. Leaders should be able to reassure the doubtful. Absolutely that. Also, if they're showing that they're not good leaders, why should we expect it to still follow? Exactly. Grace says a good leader works in partnership, which is what Kemi was saying. Joint decision making provides resources, calmness, and stability, leads with integrity, sound and safe ideas in good direction.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Exactly that. And
Yeah.
then there's not going to be, oh, Jermaine, okay, hang on. Oh, we didn't come back to the other one, but he came back to
Came back to Grace. Gracie.
Grace. No, that's not leading. That's borderline partnership. Women who say things like this cannot be led and have lost their was a woman. I don't know. You won't accept it, but here it is. A man as a wife. He is a leader. However, the marriage is also a partnership. He is the head bit. The wife is the neck. God is a god of balance. So though the man leads, the woman is just as important. So you as a woman should find a husband that has integrity, kind, and can provide leadership that you desire. But understand you must submit to your husband whilst your husband loves you like he loves his own flesh. But you must find a good husband. You submit while he loves you like himself in that order. Hope that helps. So
No.
anyway, beautiful Wallaby came after him again. Jermaine Johnson, doesn't it also say that a man should submit to his wife? You've also contradicted yourself here by initially disagreeing with Grace and then saying yourself that marriage is a partnership. One person in isolation cannot make every decision without
Mhm.
consultation, or to use an example, the head moving without the neck. If that's the case, men just doing as they please without speaking to their wives, that sounds more like dictatorship than partnership. Needless to say, he didn't come back to didn't come back to her.
Oh God. Case closed. Go
Funny.
away.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Kemi said that exactly. We made it look like men lead. I am the head and neck.
No.
Hang on, is Junior? What is? Oh, so hang on. Some people are sending me messages on my phone as well. Send the message on the screen, Junior, if you're watching. Because it's a lot for me to be here, there, everywhere. If the comments from some of the women the other day are anything to go by, it's no surprise a lot of brothers have become disinterested in dealing with certain sisters. Some of them honestly don't seem mature enough for a serious relationship, a serious, meaningful relationship. To be real with you, after reading some of those comments, it completely put me off even contributing anymore. A lot of these younger sisters just become across immature and clueless. I remember the topic from a month ago. If a brother was working, paying all the bills, should still be expected to come home and split the cooking, cleaning, household chores equally, regardless of whether she's working or not. My point was simple. If the man is out working, handling business and covering all the bills, and she's at home, especially if she's not working, then what exactly is she doing all day that leaves her too tired to cook and clean? Then one woman said he should just hire a maid and pay her to do that. I told I told her that mindset is probably why she's single. Honestly, I couldn't believe some of the things I was hearing. The whole conversation completely turned me off, and I haven't really acted with No Bravado group since. Okay,
Oh God.
I've even mentioned it to two close sisters, friends afterwards, and both of them said the comments sounded ridiculous. Okay, well then I guess you just don't engage. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. There's going to be some things that people agree with, and there's going to be some that you don't. But I guess sometimes as well, like there are definitely some environments where I just don't go into because I'm going to scroll past. I don't want to get into no problems with people online. So I guess fair enough. You just don't engage, but you're never going to agree with everything that everyone has to say. And I guess the
No.
bigger the group gets, is the more we're getting some fiery, different opinions, and it's just to not take it
That's
personally. They don't
grounds
pay your
for
bills.
debate. That's grounds for good
Yeah,
discussion. If
yeah,
you
they
all
don't pay your
believe the
bills.
same thing, then
Yeah,
what's the point?
because some women said that they wouldn't cook or clean. That's not for you to take it personally. You're not gonna wife them.
That's their, and some men would like that. So each to their own.
Yeah,
I've only started to enjoy cooking as I've got older. When I was
right.
younger, I felt I was being forced to do it because you're the woman. So my granny would
Yeah,
say, "Come in the kitchen," and my brother's kicking off foot watching Coronation Street, but I got to be in the kitchen. I'm not interested in this. I don't want to do it. But now I'm a lot older. I enjoy cooking now.
yeah, yeah,
But it's because it's not being forced upon me that I must do it.
Mm.
yeah. I hear you. Spartacus. That sounds dodgy. Is already. Chat.
Mhm.
I feel hungry. Chat. I feel hungry. Okay.
Right, okay.
Um.
YouTube.
Hang on a minute. Let me just send Carl a message. Finish. Right. All right. Next topic. Let's see what we've got. Is the right place. Hang on. Sorry. All right. So there was that. We got an inbox which was interesting. Let me see if I can open that. No, that's not it. I used to set the show up before, like open all the tabs, and then they would just disappear. So it's pointless. Doing that now. So I'll just do it as we go on. Where is it then? I thought I put it in here. Let me do this one and then I'll find the other one. I want you lot to be honest with this as well. So it should. Ooh, did you see that? It just disappeared. Why did it disappear? Hang on, let me go back to it. Happens when you're live, innit? Want to do stupid shit when you're live. Can you see my screen? No, you can't, innit?
No, not yet.
No.
All right. Huh. Why is it doing this? Oh, here we go. All right. Oh, it keeps disappearing.
What does it
I
say?
don't.
What does it
I'll
say?
find it again. So it's basically would you I can't even it's not even letting me go up, so here we go. All right. Would you rather report your friend for a serious crime they committed or help them disappear knowing that the victim's family would never get justice?
You're going jail. You're going jail. I don't even have to think about it. Because
Shasha,
I don't
Yeah.
want
go on.
drama's a real thing, innit? I don't want that living on my conscience that I'm watching the family suffer, knowing that I helped the person get away or whatever. No, I don't want to be part. No, that's not friendship for me. Like people say, ride or die. Yeah, but I think there's levels to that as well. I don't think that's
Right.
that's
What's
not
the
friendship.
deal breaker for ride or die?
If you've done a hit and run,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. That's and the person, especially the person's is unalived. No.
Yeah.
I
You chop
support
me in.
you. You have a conversation.
You
You would know that I'm going to do it.
I'm in cell block H.
I will come and visit you. Not
I'll come and send me the
visitor.
VO. I'll come and visit you.
Yeah,
I'll
you'll
make sure
get a
you're
visitor.
good.
Yeah,
But
you'll be nice, but I'm not there. Like they said, there's
like, you
a limit to
willfully
ride
do
and die.
something that causes harm, and that person loses their life. Yeah, I couldn't. I don't think I could. No, I know I couldn't. I know it would play on my head, play on my mind that my conscience wouldn't allow me to do it.
Right. Okay. Okay, so that's the end of the debate then.
Yeah.
But if you've got some money, I might help you spend it. That's different. It's a little white. They call it white collar crime. Like, I might be all in for that.
What would you do, Trish?
Me, I don't know. I've been thinking about it, and this is why I wanted to talk about it, because when my brothers were alive, they weren't the prettiest of characters. Let's just say that. I couldn't see me shopping my brothers in, if I'm honest. But I'm not sure I would get involved to try and clean up anything. That makes you an accessory. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not sure I would be like picking up the phone and saying, "Yo, my brother Roger Medford done blah blah blah, and he is blah blah." No,
but if your approach and ask a question, a direct question, are you gonna lie?
I mean, I know I wasn't there. I can't answer what I don't know. I can't give facts, especially if I wasn't there. I don't know. But yeah, I guess
I'll be put in a situation.
Do you know if blah blah committed blah blah, and you know for a fact that they did? No comment, blood.
Oh god!
I'm being honest.
In a position where I'm out. I'm out around a group of people. I was asked this, and I said to the person who was keeping up the foolishness, "You see, if this comes on top, I'm not lying for you. I'm just telling you now. I'm not. It's not that." And I said, if the people that associated you come and ask me a direct question, I'm gonna talk. So know what it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
I got called the moral police and all kind of stupidness. No, it's not the moral police. I just don't entertain certain things that I can see that I don't get. I don't understand the behavior. So I've warned you, innit? I've put you on notice. So if it does come out, you know it was Dionne that said it, because I told you to your face, don't do it. I'm not in it.
I mean, it really does depend. But yeah, I mean, as much as I would like to say I'm a moralistic person, and I'd like to stand on the side of what is right, I'm being honest. If my brothers were alive, I'm not shopping them in for crimes, and they done many when they were alive. I mean, never said nothing, but just to, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But if, as someone said in the comments, if it was paedophilia or rape, I'm not standing by that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not in it.
Yeah, I'm not standing by that at all.
But you'll be surprised the people that do. You know,
Yeah.
even in my job, I won't go into too much detail, but most people know that I'm a trade union rep. And I got somebody contact me through that to say, I'd like some advice. A family member has been convicted for historical sexual abuse. Hear the word convicted. And what do you think about me giving them a character witness reference so they get a reduced sentence? And I said, I'm not dealing with this, because I went to respond and I was like, no, because I'm already agitated, because why are you asking me this stupidness? And I won't say the profession, but the profession would make you know that that's not something that you would even consider.
That's not something you
would
should
even ask for advice. from a union? Like, what you know, I'm not that union rep that's gonna, just because I'm a union rep, I'm gonna always fight on the side of, no, if I think you're wrong, I'm gonna say you're wrong,
You're
and I'll
wrong.
explain why you're wrong, and this is how we need to deal with it. Equally, if you're right, I will fight for you tooth and nail. Yeah, tooth and nail. And I had to say to my manager, I can't do it. I can't represent. I'm not. I don't even want to respond. Can you? Because
Right.
the professionalism is going to go out the window, because I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah. That.
Like,
Yeah.
why would
And there are a
why?
lot of people that would just.
What
Yeah.
what we doing? How can we justify that? So there are a lot of people that will even support things that me and you would think, oh god, that was really heinous crime, but I'm gonna stand there and I'm gonna support, and they still might. I don't know. I don't know how that works personally.
Yeah. Shasha, anything to add?
No, I had thought about it long and hard, and like I said, there's different levels. I don't. I do have morals and principles. I think if, because the first person that came to mind was you. Like, okay, if I knew that you done something, and I'm just like, shit.
Yeah, my conscience wouldn't allow me to hit nobody and run.
No, exactly. Yeah.
I would there's certain things my conscience, I'm contrary to popular belief, I'm actually quite sensitive, and I
Yeah.
I'm an overthinker. I believe in karma heavy. There's so much things. So if so I don't like to lose my temper, because murder can be committed easily in times when I'm in my good head.
Mm-hmm.
Good head. When I've lost my temper, anything can happen. And then when you come out of that
Come
midst,
out of
then you're
that,
like,
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not
Yeah.
who you are or where you want to be or anything like that. So, I wouldn't like to, that I would like to think that I can go through this whole life and not hurt anybody and not murder anybody, not, you know what I mean? Not do anything
Yeah.
serious to anybody. And if it is that such an act came about, it was because I was fighting for my life. Do you understand what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
um, but I'm not a thief. I'm not a liar. So those kind of
Yeah.
things you never would have to really cover up for me. Um, yeah.
Does it
So
then depend on what it is? Because
Yeah.
I mean, I
yeah,
suppose going, my current live situation where I'm fighting for inheritance, you're blatantly a thief, so you are going jail. I'm not covering for you. Like, the black
Yeah.
and white
yeah,
is there. I can see what you've done, and so I
Mm-hmm.
am going to report you to the necessary, because you did this and
Yeah.
knowingly did this. This wasn't I wasn't sure about my responsibilities. Never done this before. I'm not really
Yeah.
savvy to the. Yeah, you did. You knew exactly what you was doing.
yeah.
So you could then call me wicked, but that's fine. But I know now the black and white don't lie, and I keep receipts in it. So I know what you've said and what you've done to date
Mm-hmm.
is fraud. So yeah, you're getting reported.
But then the people around him know this, and they're doing
Don't
exactly
say
what we're
nothing.
talking about in
Like,
terms
they're
of
not, and I'm the one that's now. Oh yeah, yeah. She's wicked, and you
yeah.
shouldn't be using the family name and all this nonsense. Well, I'm going to use it. You're very bright and out of order. And the other half of the family that wanted to know, and I said, "Oh, don't worry. What's your email address?" And I sent the email removing certain documents, because everybody don't need to see everything. And I
Yeah.
said, "Here's the answer to your question." Now everybody's quiet,
Mm,
because it wasn't I'm on the phone saying this, that, and the other. Because I suppose it's different when you're having conversations and you're
Yeah.
explaining a scenario, and it's, raw. Did it really happen like that? I'm like, no, what? What's your email address? I don't need to explain it. Here, read that.
yeah.
Everybody's quiet.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
Some people just they don't want to see the truth. They just want to believe whatever's put out there. But I've had first hand kind of experience with two characters that were the damn right villains, but painted me out to be the villain so good, boy.
You even believe it yourself. You had to
Like,
question yourself. Like, wait a minute. Actually, I might have done.
was I the
What's it
villain?
me?
Was I the villain? I know that I was a villain for a portion of it, but did I start this thing? No.
Oh,
Do you,
yeah,
do
yeah.
you know what I mean? But they have you thinking that you're the damn villain out here. And what I have learned is that people are going to paint you to be the villain in their story if they want to anyway. So it just is what it is. You're like, sure. But yeah, it does depend on what in your situation. I wouldn't, because it's a direct attack on me. So
Yeah.
what you have to do to defend yourself
Hmm.
is a different thing. You know what I mean? Like, gloves are off and all's fair in war, isn't it?
Hmm.
So you have to defend yourself. But if like I said earlier, if a family member done something that I didn't necessarily, I've been in that position, and I've obviously had things to say behind closed doors, but would I pick up the phone and call the police? Nah. Would I get involved and help you hide shit? Nah.
No.
Because I'm not going to jail with you, blood. I'm not built for jail.
Definitely not.
I'm not doing that. But I'm not saying anything either. Do you know what I mean? I'm just not getting involved. And I'm quite good at not getting involved in shit. So let's see what No Bravado had to say, what they had to say on the matter. Okay, so Tunde said, you're not really supposed to be saying the word rape on social media because they derank you, but so people have been saying grape
Right.
instead. And for paedophilia, they're saying PDF. So from now on, if you hear me say these kind of things, and you know what I'm talking about, I would most definitely report them without hesitation. Gloria said, right now, God knows, I hope I don't find myself in that situation. Vanessa Williams, no comment. She sounds like me, but I'm like, I don't know. No comment. Do you know what I mean? Daniel said, I
Can't
can't
get
get in,
involved.
can't get involved. Vera said, I'd report. John Watson's thinking about it. Deb Aura said, not doing anything. They would need to not contact me ever again, but I'm not labyrinth either. What did I say? Oh, I was just saying it was good to see her. Because, like, some of the No Bravado members, they come and find me in Lewisham and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. They come and find me, like, and bring me stuff. Or, like, one customer brought me a lovely bunch of, like, yellow flowers and a nice yellow T-shirt. Another one done a drawing based off of a drawing, based off of an image. He done a drawing of me and brought it down for me. I'm going to
I
frame
had
it.
somebody come up to me on the R&B boat actually,
Yeah.
and I'm getting everybody on, and I'm wristbanding, and she said Dion, and I was like, oh hi, and she said, you do know Bravado, don't you? Because at first I was like, why are you calling out my name like that without knowing me?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then I was like, Dion, you've got to greet the patrons. And she's like, no, I see you on No Bravado. Like, I just wanted to say that you guys are doing a great thing. Please continue.
Oh, bless.
I tell my friends to listen in.
Oh,
And I was like, that's really nice
I
that,
love that. Yeah.
when people acknowledge the work that's being done and the
Yeah,
conversation
no,
they get
definitely.
out of
People
it.
need to enjoy
You
it.
get a lot out of
It's
this.
nice. Yeah, it is nice. And like I said, my South Londoners, oh, good evening, Michael. Long time no see here or nothing. In depth on Instagram, but yeah, it is nice. They come and find me, especially the South Londoners. The South Londoners are very supportive. So they will come and find you. If I say I'm in Lewisham, they come and find you and hang out and maybe purchase a little something from Diva Choice. So it's always nice to see you guys. I love where this is growing and how the group is. Um, Kwame said, only time I'm reporting anything is if my house got burgled for insurance purposes. Where I'm from, we don't report. What did the victim do? Not every victim is an innocent victim. Jess Green said it depends on the situation. Ian Bowman said, all I'm saying is when you're from an area full of notorious gangsters and badmen, the rules are different. If you're not cut from roadcloth, keep yourself to yourself and keep it moving. Jason Gale said, the world where I'm from and how I grew up, we have a thing called street justice. But if you're not about that life, then the police would be your only option. Osiris said, I'll have no part in those shenanigans. Gracie said, report anonymously, can't be asked with lying, need my conscience to be clean. Virtuous woman. Jord Alexander said he would help them disappear. D. Rich said, I'd rather report them. Claire said, what friend? I guess that would depend on her action. Not gonna lie, I helped a victim, took her to my yard, even took her to my family functions. Turns out the victim deserved everything she got and was actually interfering, and I was actually interfering with her karma, hence why I don't get involved. This beach cost me my relationship.
Mm-mm.
I suppose that's a flip side, isn't it?
Yeah. Monica said I would do both. So you help them disappear and report them. Okay.
There was a 20 grand and 50 grand award.
Right. Yeah. Get them. You imagine. Disappear and then take the reward and shop you out. I read somewhere briefly as well, though it's weird what people would do, but I didn't read the full story, but I read the headline where it was saying a guy won 26 million and then was found under his friend's porch.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Friend kill him off for the money, boy. So yeah.
Yep.
Rebecca Casey said that would depend on exactly what they did and their reasons why. Charlotte L. Baker said, I'm a kind of depends on the friend and the crime. I need more info. Scott King said, too many cowards in the comment section, I see.
That's not fair.
No, but they're not fair when they're already in there. They're not fair. So yeah, that was that. Next topic I wanted to discuss. This was an inbox that we got, which I thought was quite interesting. We get a lot of inboxes, and this is really my bad. I've just not had the time to go through them. I've not. Some of them are people saying like, oh, before I go into this, actually, I do want to say to the No Bravado crew, please don't lend money to people in the group because you've had a nice conversation with them on Messenger. Like,
Charlotte,
oh my god.
you couldn't hold it that little bit, Star?
What's
Sorry?
I'm laughing. You couldn't hold it in a little bit.
Me?
No,
Sure.
no, sir.
As soon as you said it, she started laughing. I said,
Charlie
"Make
just
it
must
look
have everything. No, I mean, we had we've had a couple of instances in the group where one member lent another member £7,000.
I beg your pardon?
Where you know him
Couldn't
from?
be.
Where you know him from? Big things. I screamed when I said, how much did you lend him? And she said 7,000. I screamed. I couldn't believe it. And then, of course, he's dodging you and he's not going to give you your money back. You don't know him from nowhere. But she felt sorry for him. He said that he was going to lose his house and had all these sob stories or whatever. But this is social media, and it's a social media group, and there are going to be con artists in there. So I'm getting a lot of complaints about different members doing things to other members. But when Unoa form your friendship and you was making your little
Right.
we weren't involved. So I will say again, please do not lend people money. And I'm not, and as Natalie said as well, don't use us then to try and out the other person because it's now got
Mm-hmm.
sour.
One left.
Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They want us to get involved in a lot of things that we really. It's a
No.
podcast. We're not a counselling group or nothing. So anyway. But when I do get to the inbox and I sift through them, there are some interesting topics in there. This was one of them. Okay. So my wife hasn't wanted intimacy in nearly 3 years. No affection, no sex, nothing. I've stayed faithful. Then one night at work drinks, a colleague made it very clear she was interested. I didn't sleep with her, but I kissed her. After years of rejection, am I wrong? What say you guys before we go into the comment?
I think I actually commented on this one, and I
Right.
said it would have been he should have had the opportunity to speak to the wife to tell the wife how he was feeling. However, I get why he did it, and he's human too. He's got feelings, he's got emotions, and so it's a lot to just blame him that like what he did was wrong. I wouldn't say what he did was wrong. I'm saying okay, it would have been helpful to have that conversation. I'm not sure. Maybe I need more, that's just
Info.
info and context. But from what he said, I'm like, well, you should be able to say to your wife, look, I'm out here just hanging. So if the opportunity arises, I'm not really, why have you cut off the intimacy? 3 years, like that's a long time, and I don't know why. And then somebody else through conversation, where I'll go having a good time, my work colleague, and she's looking kind of all right, or he's looking kind of all right. I can't. He's human or she's human. I can't say that that's a that he should be berated kind of thing. Like I don't think it's wrong. I
Right.
think it's his experience with what he's going through currently that someone showed him a little bit of affection, what he's lacking, and he kissed the person.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it could have gone a lot worse. It could have gone a lot, not even
Could have
worse,
gone all the way, in it?
way. But then, there's a conversation to say, well, what was he? Did he have the conversation with the wife? Did he know? She know this was, burdening him. What was he supposed to do? Why has it got to the situation that there's been no intimacy for 3 years?
He hasn't said. I should message him back and ask him like what brought this on, because like sometimes women have kids and then they have postnatal depression and then it just kind of spirals. Did she recently have kids?
Yeah, like what is it?
Is that? But you can't
And some
expect.
people have that grown-up conversation that says, I know that I can't, I'm not in a position to, and that person might have needs, and you have a discussion about how that need is going to be fulfilled, that you can have that, grown-up conversation and nobody's upset and no, because it's clear. But, I think we just need a little bit more context around it.
Yeah, all
Part
he
of the
knows is he's
bit,
not
that's
had
what I
no
said.
sex for 3
Yeah, I
years.
was like, well, you kissed her. That's the least that you could have done. Like, I don't even blame you. I don't blame you for that.
Right. Shasha, you don't blame him either, do you?
No, I as Dionne said, she, as you said as well, then she might have had kids and all that, but
3 years is a long time.
3 years is a long time. I've never had kids, so I don't know what it feels like to have that postnatal depression and all of that. I've seen friends go through it, but to say that I've actually gone through it myself, no. So I can't speak on it firsthand. But at the same time, if you're not gonna be, there's other ways to fulfill your partner's sexual needs, not just sex, but to make them feel wanted. It may not necessarily just be a case of solely having sex or foreplay. It might just be something like, when's the last time you hugged them? When's the last time you had some form of physical affection, or just had dinner, sat down and had a conversation? People will look at intimacy on a different level.
Yeah.
and it can be received in different ways. But if you're
Yeah.
not giving nothing at all, there's another woman or another man out there is going to do what you're not doing. 3 years is a long time. Some people can't even go a whole friggin' month, but you've gone 3 years. Blood, you're gonna get a blight. You just kiss them, all right, cool.
So if
But
you was in the situation for whatever reason, right? So most of us know that you had cancer. During
yeah,
the time that you had cancer, did you feel like you wanted to have sex?
it was off and on. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't, but I wasn't with nobody, but at the same time, sometimes I kind of miss having to like to be touched or just to be held. You do go through those periods, because it wasn't just like a couple of months. It was over a period of time, and before, no, sorry, during and afterwards, it was a lot because you you somewhat lose your feeling sexy in yourself.
Yeah.
You're not feeling great. Everything's just falling apart, literally. Like your eyebrows are going, everything that you could go to is gone. Like if I was having a bad day, I think, oh, let me go get my nails done, or let me go get my eyebrow done. I didn't have any of that to go to. Do you know what I mean? I didn't have my go-to things to
The
go to, and
nails
then
fell out as well, isn't it?
my nail fell out, my big toe nail fell out, everything was just going bit, but it was like a dream. Like every day you get up and you're just watching things just go
Fall
slowly, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. So you're bare. It's like there's anything aesthetically on you was just gone. So you don't feel sexy, you don't feel attractive. But then it wasn't until we went for your birthday to the spa, and that was the first time. I was like, oh yeah, I'm all dressed up in that, but it was just something missing, and it was my hair. And even after, it was just everything from hair down was fine, but hair just was just like, okay, I'm used to getting my hair done, and oh yeah. And as soon as I put the headdress on, it was just like complete. So
Right.
you do, when you're going through something like that, yes, you don't feel sexy because your energy's low, right? You just got about enough energy to go
Yeah.
and bathe yourself. So yeah, you
Not
sometimes you
gonna
want
want
to
to
feel,
be backing it
yeah,
up.
be touched, yeah. So what you do have PTSD of what you used to be able to do and what you can do now. I start people say, I can't even shake hands with a bishop, let alone give you a friggin' 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it just, and that's why I get it. It depends on what you're going through, but those conversations will have to be had. It's like
We had.
it's like if you have a
How
loss
long
of
did
a
it take you
family.
to bounce back before you started to feel like I could be intimate again?
Um, it was well after when I finished chemo. Um, yeah, when I finished chemo, but it takes a lot because you have to not find you. It's taking that special person to light that ignition inside of you to see you for you, because you're
Yeah.
looking in the mirror and you're not seeing you. You're seeing this pity person,
The
this
former
person who
version
looks
of
sick.
yourself.
Yeah, so you're having to remember what you look like. I did it constantly, was going through all my old photos. This is how I used to look at my different hairstyles, and do you know what I mean, dressing up. And I was like, wow, that's not me no more. So even when like people say to me, how did your hair come out? I'm like, I combed it out. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, I combed it out. I was working. I got up one day, went to the bathroom, and I just started combing up my hair. Within 20 minutes, it had all gone. And I could have cut it off, but I was just like, I was being stubborn. And I was like, no, it will come out when it comes out, but I literally combed out my own hair. So it's very much of it's a mental thing,
Yeah.
because you're having through therapy, for me, I was grieving the old me. I would look at
Yeah.
old pictures of myself and I'm like, Rod, am I still pretty? Because you do start to question yourself. Do I look sexy? Am I still pretty? Am I still gonna be fun? Do men still find me attractive from how I used to be? And I remember, never forget it, one guy said that I know for years, evidently we don't talk again. He was like, oh well, I definitely couldn't date you now that you ain't got no hair. And I'm just like, what did you just say?
Right.
And he had the damn cheek to repeat it. I just put the phone down. You had the
Right.
nerve to figure and repeat it. And I'm just like, nah, I'm still the same me. My heart hasn't changed. Who I am hasn't changed. Just aesthetically, I'm different. But going through something so severe, you do have to learn to love yourself again.
Yeah.
And it makes you
Because
look at yourself. Go on.
yeah, sorry to cut you. I was thinking that the reason there's got to be a deep-seated reason like that as to why she's not having sex with her husband. So I've
Yeah.
mentioned all of that to say, so when you was going through that, say you was in a relationship at that
Yeah.
time
Mm-hmm.
and you didn't feel like having sex, if you went out and kissed somebody else, you'd be cool with that.
No. You're gone. Because if we're sitting down and we're talking about something, this isn't me just broke a foot or catch a cold, like I'm out for a couple of days, or had a major operation and I'm for a couple of weeks I'm not meant to do nothing, or a month or so. This is life and death. So if I'm with somebody who's telling me at the beginning, yeah, we can go for the highs and lows. This is excuse my language, this is a fucking low right now. It can't get no bloody lower than this. Yeah. So if we're having a conversation about how I might feel, the sexual side of it and all that, and I'm showing you that I'm trying, yeah, but you still can't ride it out of me through this period of time where it's gonna be rough. Bye. Because if I'm
Right.
still showing you affection and still wanting to do things with you, and I'm not dismissing how you're feeling as a person, because I will say, whenever you go through something as deep as cancer or any form of illness that puts you out physically, you have to have that conversation. You have to. I felt the same way when my mum passed, and I said to my other friend, I get it now when people say when you lose someone so close to you, you've got your feelings, the person's feelings, and everybody else's feelings. And even though I wanted somebody to be there for me and to do things, at the same time, I didn't have to worry about anyone else's feelings apart from mine. I could be selfish. And
Right.
that's where a lot of time people who are in relationships, they say death, illness, and health. Not yeah, death, illness, and work, loss of work will test your relationship.
Tell you who your friends are and who your peoples are. Yeah.
Yeah, it will test you.
I tell you. Dean, anything to add? What do you think? Like, say you was in a situation where you were sick and you just didn't feel like freeing up the pom pom, and your partner cheated.
I think I'd be quite real about the situation because I'm quite a sexual being. So if I know that I'm not up for it, it's because there's something really wrong, and I'm like, I can't manage, I can't do it, and it's affecting me as well as I know it's affecting you. So let's be
Yeah.
adult about it. I don't want to know, I don't want to see, I don't want to, but I've got to be real about it.
Yeah.
And I still might not be. I'm not going to be over the moon. I'm not going to be jumping up for joy about it. But equally, I know that I can't.
Yeah.
So not because I've got a headache, it's because I know that right now
Just
with
physically, I can't do
my
that.
health, I
Yeah.
just can't do that. And so I'm
I
not
hear you.
gonna, you know what I mean? If you're with someone who can toe the line and say, you know what, I can manage with this,
Yeah.
and we go true, then we go true. But if
Yeah.
you're with someone that you know that you're like, boy, a couple of days is a lot, then, and I suppose it's
Yeah.
a different levels of intimacy and what intimacy means for other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But-
Well, intimacy for men, they want to put it inside. So
and the thing is,
from that's
I
not
got
happening.
right. I actually got in
The
trouble.
hug up. It's so much hug up.
Yeah,
Them
the
are not
hug up
you know
always
what I
leads
mean?
to
It's
something
like,
else.
yeah, like come on.
Some guy actually said to me, and I said to some guy, okay, he goes, what if you had a headache or you just wasn't feeling well? I'm like, listen, you see my motto? If you can get it wet, it's all yours, baby. But don't ask me to move nowhere. As long as you can get it, if you can get it wet, yeah, if you can get it wet, it's all yours. Do your thing. But I beg you, please and thank you.
Again.
Don't ask me to move nowhere. You got to be doing the full moving. It's wet, get on with it. See you later. Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
If you can't get it wet, you ain't having it. Simple as that.
Baby Irie, good evening. What happened? This my friend, what? We love him, you know. How you doing, Swabes? Nice to
Evening,
see you.
baby.
I know women have said they have zero libido due to menopause and men still cheat. They just don't understand. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, they have their needs as well, though.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
It's very important to choose your partner. To say you never know how someone's gonna be until you're actually in that situation. Because I know a lot of people that, oh yeah, if my missus was got ill, I was still be there for them. You don't know. It all
Yeah,
depends. Your body, your body's a very is a very interesting thing. You can either listen to it or not want to listen to it and try and be the same person you was, especially when it's been attacked. And yes, a lot of us women and men out here be like, oh, if I was ill, I'd be able to handle it. You honestly, you don't know
until you're in the predicament, isn't
until
it?
you're in a predicament. You really do not know.
Yeah, because yeah, there's a lot of things that happen to women due to perimenopause and menopause,
Mm-hmm.
and it can sap away your sexual appetite, and men are never going to understand that because they don't go through it. But then, sex is very important to men.
Mm.
Um, so I guess my question is, if we are menopausal and withholding the sex,
Mm.
is it unreasonable for them to want to
I
seek
got-
it or outside? I'm not sure. I mean, I wouldn't want my man to just leave me as soon as I say no a
no.
couple of times,
No.
or you're feeling rough or whatever
Yeah.
the case may
No.
be.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want him to do that.
No.
But realistically, if I don't feel like having sex for 3 whole years,
That's a lot.
what am I expecting him to do at the same time?
Mm.
Do you know
Yeah.
what I
I
mean?
think we've got to be realistic about it. Do you know what I mean? That to say like 3 years is a long time. Not even with a hug, because he says no intimacy. So not even with a hug or a
Nothing.
kiss or nothing, just dry like that.
Yeah.
No, sir.
And Kemi brings up a good point. Menopause does that to a lot of women where they just don't want to be, you know what I mean? I know sometimes I go through my hot cycles. I don't want nobody up underneath me, man. Right now. But, you know what I mean? So,
Oh,
yeah. Kemi's saying, if a man goes to jail, we're expected to wait.
good point.
Very good point.
That is a good point.
But
can we still not have that conversation that says, yo, boy, after a year, I don't know if I can wait, and you got 20. You got
That's
20 years, you got 15, you got
yeah,
10. No, that's
yeah.
a lot, because no one's really going in for 18 months, 6 months to a year.
no.
They're going in for a good, significant period of time. Yo, brother, you should have thought about that, innit?
I'm gonna visit you and send you a little poster ladder, but boy,
Yeah, I can't sit down for 5
I
years.
got peace on the side.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
You got to be very, very strong. Very, very strong. Yeah.
All right.
Could he
Go on.
No, go on, it's all right.
No Bravado Massive said, you done what most men do, you got needs, and ain't gonna scrutinize you for that. Roger British said, men and women would most probably have done what he's done. Men and women would have most probably have done what he's done if put in that situation. Not gonna scrutinize, but then you gave a dig at the men anyway. I don't think she gave a dig at the men. You done what most men do. You got needs. I'm not gonna scrutinize you for that.
Okay,
Don't
the
think
first
she was.
part, you done what most
Yeah,
men do. I think that's what they took on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's wrong. Charlie said, I don't think he's wrong at all. We need to remember he's human. He has feelings too, and should have discussed how he's feeling with his partner. Yes, obviously. Dion, you said, I think he should have told his wife how he feels, but in the moment, I get why he kissed the colleague. He has feelings and emotions, and sometimes us women do too much. He ain't made of stone.
That part.
Yeah, he's got feelings. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
As we have got
Yeah,
feelings, men have feelings too.
same
So
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we should just automatically believe, yeah, you just got to sit down and hold it.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. David Yardy said, at this point, she should just hook him up with another girl herself because she clearly don't want to give him any. If the rules are he's only allowed to eat from his wife and his wife refused to feed him, what else is he supposed to do? Starve? Ben Simpson said, I mean, if you're that unhappy, leave your wife and find someone that will give you what you need. Wouldn't say it's wrong or right either. Have you told her how you feel? If so, then crack on, mate. She'll have to deal with her own decisions, says Ben Sison. Cleopatra Simpson said, firstly, there's got to be some issue within the marriage, and we need to know what was discussed or if a discussion about intimacy or other issues has happened, and if there is an understanding between them both. Are the marriage vows still valid for them both? In this little information given, I'd say he's checked out and maybe and maybe so has she. This only talks about her lack of intimacy and not how else the marriage has survived the last 3 years. How has he contributed to the situation? Maybe he no longer desires her. Maybe he doesn't give her the intimacy she desires, and that's the reason for rejecting. Anyway, if he's checked out and is already kissing work colleagues, I'd say he's not wrong in wanting affection. He's human. He just needs to sit and talk with his wife about the situation.
What did Fidel say?
Oh, Fidel said something rented out of order, isn't it? Collins perfectly said. Fidel said, so wait, let me get this right. No problem in 3 years. And you stay faithful. Unless you have a tree growing out your face, you're a better man than me.
He's fine.
Rahal said, pum pum, ha ha ha. Lee, let's just leave it at Lee, said, yeah, he's wrong. You still cheated. You need to leave if you want the freedom. I think that's a bit harsh. I don't know. I think there's so many anomalies to it because at least once a week, man, you have to fling it up, but or
Son.
not 3 whole years, nothing, and then expecting to, it's a lot. Clayton Boyd said ex-wife. You're too funny, I swear to God. Roger British said he's clearly single. Chicks Terry said 3 years. That isn't marriage. Collins said, a tough predicament to be in. It's definitely time for the talk, and it's been time. By year 1, that talk would have happened with me. Your desires and emotions are at the level of displeasure. You've got to be happy, but you've also got to man up at talking to your wife. You are definitely wrong because your feelings have shifted towards another woman and you've allowed yourself to be vulnerable. What happens if there's a next time? How much further will it go? It's still cheating and you are cheating yourself. Wesley Travers said, look,
Yeah.
you've been single for 3 years. Sorry, what was you going to say? Was you going to say something about Colin's comment?
No, he makes a valid point. Sorry,
He does.
a valid
Very.
point. He makes a very valid point.
Yeah. That you're cheating yourself.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
trying to hang
Yeah.
on to their marriage
That's dead.
in whatever shape or form that is. The last
But
3
does
years.
just sex make the marriage?
No, but I think you have to look at it what if she's not even hugging him or giving him a kiss or making a dinner. It could be just little things that he's looking for. Like there's nothing. You're not giving no form of. He even said, "Oh, they hug every now and then, or they might go out for dinner or so forth." He's not getting jack shit.
Mm.
I wonder if they still share a bed.
That part.
Good
Them obviously
question.
do.
Maybe I got asked, give you the
Yeah,
follow
but
up
we're not at
question.
this
No
point.
Bravado
Yeah,
Massive having primary
Yeah,
in
at
mind.
this point we're roommates.
yeah, basically,
Basically, Travis is saying you've been single for 3 years.
yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't do
Judy,
that. Like BB's,
go on.
go
You
on.
couldn't do
Like
that.
be with somebody for be with some in a relationship, and then for a whole 3 years, nothing. No, that if you're not able to have conversation with me, then we're not in a relationship. We're just two people in a house who see each other.
Yeah. Judy Watkins said, not wrong at all. Men have needs too. So some people said yes, wrong. Some people said no, not wrong at all. Um, I wouldn't be surprised. Would you leave if that was you? So if you was the woman
Hmm.
and your dude kissed somebody else, would you leave him?
I wouldn't like it, but I don't think I could leave because I'm part of the problem. I'm the reason. I've rejected him that he felt
For
the
three
need
years, yeah.
to go our road. So that might actually force us to have that uncomfortable, awkward conversation where I have to accept, yeah, okay, I don't like it. And this is how it's made me feel. But then I need to check myself. So what do I want from this marriage? And going
Yeah,
forward,
Yeah.
what do I do about it? Because if I don't care and I've checked her out, I'm saying, well, go do your thing then, innit? If that's what you want. I don't think this
yeah,
marriage is gonna go forward. So let's part. However, if I feel like, okay, we do need to have a conversation and I don't like it, but I get it. I need to know what I need to do to be able to say, okay, well, this is how we move forward. Because
right.
Hmm.
next time could be that you actually go all the way, and then what am I going to do then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's definitely not going to be no sex then, is there? If
But I
you
just
have
think
sex with somebody else.
it's all about accountability as well. At the end of the day, as Trisha said, you have to know how to take accountability. And if 3 years has gone by where even as a woman, I would feel away if my man don't want to touch me in a couple of weeks. Like, but like, what's wrong with you? Because you will know your partner. So even a whole 3 years, you've not shown me that you're even bothered about us not even kissing, touching, going out.
Mm,
That would worry me because I'd be like thinking to myself, am I really gonna sit here and be like, no, he's all right, he's cool. You're crazy. I can't like have that
Yeah,
be able to have those uncomfortable conversations at the end of the day. And if you're still gonna be that wrong and strong woman to be like, oh well, we're married and da 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 da, and he's got to stay faithful, then yeah, you're gonna have to take accountability for you not thinking about your partner and what their needs are. Even if you're saying to you, it's not even about the sex. I'm not even talking about the sex. It's not. It could be just about you don't even come in and give me a hug, give me a kiss, or make us a dinner and say, I appreciate you understanding. It's a rough time right now, but I'm trying to get through it. But I'm just trying to show you that I still love you and I still have feelings for you. But this is my way of showing you something. If the person is not getting anything from you, they're going to disconnect, and you
yeah,
have to take accountability for that disconnection.
mm.
yeah, yeah. I hear you. Okay. Well, we've got time to squeeze in one last topic. Um, I'll squeeze this in quickly and then we're gone. This can absolutely happen. Um,
Yes, my twins have different dads. One of the twins' dad is my husband. The other twins' dad is my husband's dad. Both their name is Mark. I'm not gonna keep explaining that shit to y'all. So yes, one of my daughter, her grandpa is her dad. My daughters are cousins. Yes, they're sisters. My husband and my daughter, who's by his dad, that's his sister and his daughter technically, because he claims both of them. He claims both of them as his own. If you let him tell it, he said these is both his kids. He don't look at them no different. Yes, he claims both of them. Y'all ask, you say is they identical because y'all said they look just alike. So no, technically they're not identical. Because in order to be identical twins, you have to have one egg that splits. They was two eggs that kind of went their own separate ways and was fertilized during I guess the same time frame. And I just end up happen to get pregnant with twins. Okay. What other questions y'all was asking me? Yes, and how do they look alike? Now they look alike because they're fucking sisters. They're still sisters at the end of the day, and their dad, their dad and his dad look alike. So it's still damn near the same damn eggs, the same seeds, the same eggs. So y'all gotta do 2 + 2, make y'all's math equal whatever the fuck y'all want to make it equal. But I'm done answering questions and I'm done thinking for y'all. Y'all think whatever y'all want to think. I'm done.
That you're a
Yes,
dirty
my twins
butthole.
have different dads.
Why
One of the twins' dad is my husband. The other twin's
What
dad
kind of
is
nasty?
my
You're
husband's dad.
nasty.
nonsense?
What
And
kind
you're
of
in here saying it with your chest.
You know, it's not a real place. America's not a real place. It's not. The United States of America is not a real place.
Oh God.
She is on the Instagram live with Chess talking about, yeah, I got twins. And yes, that can happen. But the bigger picture is you slept with her and her son. I'm sorry. Are we trying to
You
scoot
slept with
across that?
somebody else, you know, with the grandpa.
In the same time frame of conception, RC.
And so is the grandpa. Why is the grandpa up in there?
What we
Right.
doing here?
What you do? I was just
They're
like,
gonna look alike. They got the same
because they're all
DNA.
inbred. Yeah.
And then you're saying it like
Crazy.
it's right. Oh gosh, the attitude.
I ain't gonna explain this out to you again. What?
It's not a real place.
Excuse me. Oh, excuse me.
He was just rude.
I watched that because someone said in the comments when I was skimming it that it's impossible for that to happen, but it's not. It can happen.
No, it can happen.
Yeah.
It can
Egg
happen.
split when you was doing your. Hold on, that's levels actually. We don't know
No, the
how.
egg didn't split. It's two
No, it
separate
didn't
eggs.
split. It didn't. So I'm like, how close was this interaction between father and son? You're nasty.
Right.
But she said son claims both. The son is good, boy.
Son is great.
Yo, the way how
Son is
grandpa
great.
and take your picnic with you.
It's great. He's not great. Because you know what? I've never understood shows
outdoor.
like Murray Povich. That you're on there throwing yourself down and you've tested 10 man and they still said no. So what was you doing in that month? I've never understood it. It's got to be entertainment. It can't be real. It cannot. That's what I'm saying. America's not a real place. You tested 10 man trying. Because they said no. And then they said the 10th man is not the father. And then what we're doing here now? So we're just going to keep going. The whole community. No, you're not see. You're not see. I don't understand it. I'm sorry. I understand one or the other.
Yeah.
But when we're doing up 6, 7,
Numbers
8,
on top of
9,
numbers.
10, what?
Are you not embarrassed? Just keep quiet. I'm not going on no big show to embarrass myself like that.
Free flight and hotel to go back for Murray Povich to say, oh, and welcome back to Teresa. She's back again. Then he's showing the clip when he was there with the other people. No. This puppet show argument. No. We're not doing it. Let me take that shame to my grave.
Just shut up. Middle of the beer before
I hope that nobody gets sick and DNA and blood.
Do you know what I mean?
Let's just hope that doesn't happen. But all of that, no, what was she doing?
Embarrassment. Are you not embarrassed? But yeah, let's quickly say see what they had to say in the group before we sign off. Because you know this one, no,
it had to be fire.
It's gonna be fire.
One of the twins' dad is my husband. The other twins' dad is my husband's
husband as well. No,
yeah, and it seems like he's still dead there. Slept with.
This is the part where I say this man's a simp.
Sorry, I just saw a comment. Sorry.
What nasty inbred? Nasty inbred. It's true though. Like what the hell? Hang on, this it's not
Yeah.
showing all. It's not giving me all of the comments because there's more comments than this. I don't know why it's doing that here, but anyway, wow, I can imagine child A and B explaining the family dynamics in class.
Right.
It's my sister, but she also my cousin, and my grandpa is my what?
See all of
What?
them things you've got to put on Picnick's head. It's
Yeah,
unnecessary. Behave
yeah.
yourself.
Just behave, innit? That's
Yeah,
right.
just keep it
Behave.
cute.
Marvin DeMartin says it's impossible, but it's not. It can happen. No comment. Really? Well, okay then, says Nick Nix. Trisha Williams said, what kind of foolishness? Lee Carter said, dirty, dirty girl. On the plus side, for her, 2 child support claims.
I'm dead.
Oh Lord.
Yo, confused.com. Cyrus said, bye. If I was her husband, I'd kick her out into the street where she belongs, getting a divorce. So yeah.
Yeah,
That's
her
what she
answer
said.
was too, and maybe that's
Huh?
bravado for her, that she knows that she's wrong. But that whole you can 2 and 2 plus 4 and fuck this and fuck that. Yeah, maybe that's her whole like. I know I'm wrong, but I've got to front this thing because I've got to make it sound good. Maybe that was her thing, but no. I'm not even going live. How about that? Why do I need to go live to even confirm this?
Why? On the big internet. And this is the thing, like social media is just made, like what we were talking about earlier, the art of conversation is dead. Normal behind the, like around the kitchen table or behind closed doors things are not behind closed doors anymore. You're out on the big internet explaining why your twins are cousins as well as flipping sisters, why your husband, one of them is your husband's sister because you slept with your husband's dad.
This is wild.
No, but yes,
Not normal.
that is our show. No Bravado Massive. Like nothing more to add at this point.
Sayonara.
Just nasty.
Right, it's just not my life. It's not my world, but I can't. But yeah, always a pleasure, DD. So what you up
Thank
to?
you for having me on. I've again enjoyed it as I always do when I come on.
Always, man.
It's just
Conversation's
good.
always great, and we need to have a conversation in person. And
Yes,
some wine.
and
See you
some
drinking
wine.
little wine there. I need
Yes,
to
I
join
see a
in. I want to
little
join in
red.
the party.
Yeah, me too.
What you got planned for this week?
And nothing. Well, not until weekend. A weekend out again, you know.
You're outside again.
Well,
We're outside.
depending on the weather, I was invited to a park event on Sunday, but did you see the well, where I am, there was hailstones and lightning and all sorts.
Was there?
Yeah. The poor cat, I thought she was going to go out of her head. She had run at us like her head no good. And she saw the lightning.
Oh God.
Didn't like it. And I got 50th to go to on Saturday.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah.
Me, I am going to be at Black Market UK in Camden Town with Diva Choice. The last time we was there, we had a ball. We met Beverly Knight. She bought a ring. Yeah, she, you know what I mean? She said she was going to wear it to St. Lucia Jazz Festival. She did. She sent me her reel that she made of her in St. Lucia with her wearing it and stuff like that. So
nice.
yeah, it was a nice little shout. So let's see what magic we can conjure up this weekend. And then I am at Mitcham Carnival on Sunday. So if you're in the Mitcham area, come down and see me. We'll be in the park, providing it don't blow us away. We done Luton Carnival last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
That was a bit
How was
like
that?
unorganized, ridiculous. But
the weather was nice.
Yeah.
The weather was
released.
like hot, like I stole something and went into a church or something. Like hot, light, fire. It was terrible. The organisation wasn't the greatest, and there was a flood of complaints, which I told them there was going to be. Remember, I said, you're going to get a slew of complaints, which is just ridiculous. There was a slew of complaints, and then the woman just doubled down on her ridiculousness and her ridiculous, like, she was just like, it is what it is, they told me nothing. So I don't think I'll be doing that again. But it was interesting. It was nice to meet the people up there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We met some really nice people. So yeah, we're outside this summer, man. We've got a lot on. But this weekend you'll catch me at Camden, St Michael's Church, UK Black Market, and Mitcham Carnival will be outside.
Let me know some of your other ones that are coming up. I'm happy to come down and support.
Yeah, come down and see me. Yes, man. Yeah, I will. I'll send you because we are outside, baby. I tell you that for free. I'm gonna be at if Paula selects me, we're gonna be at Leighton Carnival on the 12th of July.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 12th. I'm outside on the 12th of July.
Yeah, outside.
I'm at Echelon.
What is that on the 12th? That's a Sunday, right?
Yeah, day party.
Oh yes.
Day party. So day parties are the way forward. You
right.
don't. I mean, and I don't hate it. I don't hate on it. I mean, sometimes depending, I will take the Monday off work, but usually by the time you get home, you're good. Not too much.
It's definitely the way forward for me. Me and Charlene went out the other day. It was really good. We haven't been out in ages because we're usually working, and 9 times out of 10 we can rave when we're working. So they play music and we are bubbling up working. But we went out to celebrate a 50th. When I say it, I was just like, yeah, man, it was good, but we had to leave early because we was going to work the following day. But if I had a choice, or it would be day parties now. It takes too long to recover from the night parties as well.
Yeah, and it's foreign to get up out my bed to get ready at 11:30 to go out for one.
Charlie, I tell you how difficult it was that I was just like, I need to take a nap. I took a nap and then I woke up and then I was like, nah, how am I going to get out of this? And then I was like, no, but you've known this girl since she was 3 and 4. Like, I've known, we're both, like, I'm a year older than her and we grew up together and like close knit as well. Like, she's like my family member. And
go and do it sometimes. You have to take one for the team.
You've got to go. I'm sitting on the end of the bed like a zombie like this. Ages to wake up. Remember, Charlie? It was a drama to get out.
It was like literally the last minute.
Yeah.
Like, it was time to put out and just get it out.
Yeah.
Once we got there, we did party up. It was nice. But yes. So that's what I will be doing. But yeah, I've got to come outside with you one day, Dionne, soon. Yeah, come on.
Yeah. To the next. We're going to have... Let's talk about this. We're going to have We Love Red Groove in the park.
Oh, nice.
So maybe Diva Choice, you can come down as Diva Choice or come down as yourself.
Come down as Diva Choice. If it make money, then it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll come down as Diva Choice, yes. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's see what the team... Yeah, and I'd love to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good. It would be good.
It would be. Yeah. All right, love you, ladies.
Right.
Thank you so much
for joining, Dionne.
Dionne, we'll see you in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right, then. Thanks, family.
Bye, ladies. Have a good night.
All right.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.